Magic 97.9, playing favorites of yesterday and today. My favorite, my big brother, Bob Miller, and guest DJ Friday at 8:10 this morning. An old Ironton boy, graduated in 1969.
That's right.
1969. What do you remember? What's your big memories of Ironton High School? Anything in particular?
The band.
Yeah.
Playing in the band. Played a year of football.
Tuba, right?
Not well.
You were a tuba player.
And drums. Drums at one point.
Okay. Speaking of music, by the way, you're very musically inclined. We were mentioning, of course, your song that won you money from Radio Shack years ago. You also had a band in Ironton called Evil.
Yeah.
Which was love spelled backwards.
Yeah, it was very, very flower children stuff.
Yeah.
And in Huntington, the Sands of Time.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Remember that?
You were a member of the Sands of Time.
Yes.
Okay. And then
Oregon.
You went to Portland, Oregon, and amazingly, you went to Portland, Oregon, and started up Bob Miller's Almost All-Star Band.
Yep.
Which was outstanding. I have had the opportunity to see you many, many times, and the tough part about being a part-time musician, I know, is our lives change. Right. Yeah. And it's very difficult to get these guys up and go out and do gigs because.
Well, yeah, we had an 11-piece band out there, and, it's hard to get 11 people to agree on anything at any one time. We never really fought a lot among ourselves, but we were together for 12 years, playing soul and funk and R&B and that kind of stuff. And it's just like when we started, like our lead guitarist was a really young, debonair guy. Well, he's a balding father of two now, and that's, made life a little different for him. I got a singer that's on dialysis twice a week, and we're getting old, so we haven't played too many gigs lately. In fact, this year, none.
I have told people this so many times. I have trouble with names, and I know you do too, because we meet a lot of people in this business.
Yes, you do.
And you don't want anybody to ever believe that you don't know who they are.
Right.
So you just play a game. And somebody walks up to you and says, "Hey, Bob," and you say, "Hey, good to see you again." And you carry on a complete conversation, and maybe you work it a little bit in trying to get these people to say something that will jog your memory as to who they are.
Right.
And honest to goodness, when he left in 1979, I had just graduated from high school, and so pretty much I replaced my brother in 1979. There are many people who now, to this day, believe it or not, it has been 30 years. And to this day, I will have people walk up to me and talk to me, and I'm thinking, I don't know these people. I have no idea who these are. And I'll work, and I'll work, and I'll work. They think that I am you.
Yeah. I remember you said one of my old girlfriends called you. Don't say the name.
No. No. But you're right. You're right. People actually think that I am you.
Well, see, I hear this, too. People think we sound alike, and I don't think we do at all, frankly.
We have a studio audience, in fact, this morning. Does anybody in our room feel that we sound alike? No? A little bit. Benita, what do you think?
Really?
Okay. Tim is here, by the way, from the Daily Independent. Benita Heath is here from the Ironton Tribune. Good friend Dave is here this morning as well, from Dave Lee from Catlettsburg. It's a cast of thousands.
Oh, yes.
Hanging out with us this morning.
It's huge. And I think they're streaming this back to my station in Portland, KPAM 860.
Mm-hmm. By the way, what does Portland think of West Virginia? When you tell somebody you worked in West Virginia, and I mean this in all seriousness, because remember, you had me on your program not long ago,
right?
With West Virginia and this kind of thing. I mean, when you go somewhere and tell somebody you're from West Virginia, they say, I've been to Roanoke before.
Oh, no, you're right. No, that's right. People have said that. Bob came out here from Virginia. No, I did not. It's West Virginia. Well, it's the same place, isn't it? Isn't that just Western Virginia? No. Do you know your history? Do you know what happened in 1863? You go through all this stuff with folks, but you're right. But what do they think of West Virginia? That's a very blanket thing. I don't really know. They like the song, the John Denver thing. I know. I've had that brought up a few times. When you're this many miles apart, people have strange and unusual feelings about if they've never been to West Virginia. Because I've told people a lot of what you see in West Virginia looks like Oregon. It truly does. There are probably more pine or Douglas firs, things like that, in Oregon. But we still have the mountains here. I was telling my wife this as we were driving in from the airport yesterday. She said, a lot of this looks like Oregon. I said, see, that's what I keep trying to tell people. Okay? Now, you're going to get the occasional joke, that, no, that was Georgia. Okay? Deliverance was Georgia.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with West Virginia. Okay? But see, when I was here and I was offered the job in Portland, they said, "What do you know about Oregon?" And I said, the Portland Trailblazers and lumber. And that's it. So I don't probably sound like much of a Chamber of Commerce president from either place, but you have to straighten people out. If people start talking about Oregon, you can tell them, no, it doesn't snow all over the state all year, and we don't all live in igloos and kill bear. Okay, that's not what happens out there. And the same thing with West Virginia. We don't all paddle canoes and play banjos. So.
Your favorite hobby, is it golf or scuba diving?
Both. Golf, I can do a little more than scuba diving. I've tried scuba diving in the waters of Oregon and Washington, and the water's 53 degrees, and you don't ever want to do that. No. But I love to dive. I love to scuba dive. I took it up several years ago, but golf, yeah. Then that's another thing people don't realize about Oregon. You can play golf year round if you don't mind wearing rain gear for a few months.
Exactly. You kind of felt like home when you woke up this morning and you were going to a radio station, didn't you? Because the ground's wet.
Yeah, but it's a little more humid here than it is there. That's the big difference. It can be 100 degrees in Portland, and it's hot, but here, if it's 100 degrees, it's sweltering.
Bob Miller is here from Portland, Oregon, my big brother, and tomorrow is his day, along with others who will be inducted into the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame. We'll continue in a moment on Magic 97.9.